What's up guys, Tea Party Percy here and welcome back to a new guide. As you know, my last two guides were about Season 2, but I couldn't use any in-game footage. But now that I have access to the Japanese CBT with the Season 2 changes, I will use this or more footages to explain you in-depth specific stuff, and this is the first part of it, which will be about island or housing system. As always, I will explain the basics first, and then we will go more into details. You might wonder why I'm here or not on my island, because, as always, you have to know how to unlock the private island or the housing system. To unlock the housing system, you have to clear every main quest in Bern. Once you have done that, there will be a new quest in front of the Cillian's castle in Lutheran. In addition to that, once you unlock your private island, you will have this icon highlighted. This window will give you an overview about what is going on your island and if any of your researches or productions are done and you can claim it. As you can see, the first tab is about research. Currently I have two research going on. One is about production and the other one is about space or storage. Second tab is about crafting. So there is a workshop in your island or on your island, and if you have any crafting going on, it will be displayed here. Third one is expedition. Currently I have no expedition active. I will explain you the reason why later once we're on the island. And the last one is about the traveling merchant on your island. Currently it is disabled for me, but you have to know once you do a few researches or once you do the tutorial mission on the island, you will unlock the traveling merchant, and he will rotate every 24 hours with random items on him, so that you will know when the next rotation will happen. And of course, the energy on your island or your activity points, I will explain it a little bit more in detail once we're on the island. So now, let's teleport to our island. Welcome to Percy Dice. That's how I named my island. It's currently level 7. And as always, I will go through the more easy stuff first, and then I will talk about the more difficult or harder to understand mechanics at the end. So, first of all, you can click here and rename your island whenever you want. There is a small CD as far as I know. There is a leveling system. By researching and crafting on your island, you will level up your island, which will unlock more research. The first time you arrive on your island, there will be a tutorial mission, which will give you a few infos about how the structures here work and how to research and so on. You can of course click F2 to use your songs and teleport out. If you teleport out of your island, it is similar to Gate. You will be brought back to the position where you used the island song initially. And of course you can use your mount to explore your island. Now let's talk about this specific icon, which is where you can give your NPCs on your island or special NPCs specific costumes. So that is another thing, I guess later you will be able to buy costumes for your NPCs in the cash shop. And how to get the NPCs? That's pretty easy. You have to max out the affinity with those NPCs in the outside world kinda. Once you have maxed those NPCs out, you can actually place them on your island and also do some other shenanigans like give them other costumes. Next we have the building or decoration tool. Once you click Ctrl 2 or just click on this icon, you are kind of in the building mode. As you can see, there are the camera movement tutorials, and you can go around and place or decorate your island however you want. For example, I have this fountain here. I can delete it. I can move it around. Delete means it will be back in your inventory, and then you can replace it. Now let's move on. There are more stuff you can place here. You can place yourself on the island too, so I placed myself here. And you can most likely also change the costumes later. And you can also use this tab here to place the maxed out NPCs anywhere on your island. How to get those furnitures or building structure? You have a few options there, either through achievements or maxing out NPCs. A lot of NPCs have as max out reward like this here, building structures which you will unlock, and then you can place it on your island, or you can use your workshop to produce or build structures like that. Now, let's talk about the 4 main buildings which are currently available. Why did I say currently available? Because there are some forbidden or blocked zones here, and it looks like there might be more buildings later on, but we can't access it currently. Maybe I will be able to unlock it during the CBT once I research or my research level is higher. But for now, those are the buildings I know, and that's why I said for now those 4 buildings. Let's start with the mansion first because it has something to do with your furniture. As you can see, the left slots are for blue rarity furnitures or building structures, and this one is for purple structures. I have leveled it up already to level 2, which will increase the buffs which the furnitures or the building structures provide, which I select in those circles. And as you can see, here are unlockable areas which I don't have unlocked yet, and as mentioned, they might have new buildings on it with different task or purpose. Now, what are those slots for? Some of the structures which you can place on your island can be slotted here to provide a passive bonus. This one provides 1% productivity or something like that. I am not sure anymore. I translated it once, but I forgot. But as you can see, you have a blue rarity and purple rarity, and the NPC which I showed you earlier had a purple rarity structure. Most likely it will provide a bigger buff. The slots can be unlocked through research, so leveling up your mansion or specific research, you will unlock more slots which will provide you more buffs for your island. Before we move on to the next building, I want to show you this window here where you can actually leave a note. I assume maybe later your friends or guildmates will be able to discover your island, so you can leave some notes here. This is something where you have an overview of what is going on your island. And the third tab is where you can see all the buffs provided or currently active on your island. Those buffs can be unlocked from, once again, research, or like as I mentioned, by slotting specific structures on your mansion. Now, the next building is the adventure building, or expedition building. This is where the next interesting or important stuff comes in handy, especially for all those people who are interested in ships and sailors. Expeditions will be so much easier the more ships you have and the more sailors you have unlocked. Why? Because expeditions have specific set of rules, and you have to match those conditions or rules to have a higher chance to succeed. And you can increase the chance by slotting the proper sailors and a proper pet and the proper ship, which matches or negates the bad conditions during the expedition. So let's go more into details. As you can see, this is the normal exploration tab. I can start up to 2 expeditions at the same time, and here you have the overview. Similar to weekly Eponas, you can click on this button and reset it once for free, but every other reset will gonna cost you gold. Let's take the first expedition as an example. This one will give us the green medal. It's one of the new collectibles. There's a green, yellow and red. This is tied to the traveling merchant. I will show it to you soon. With those things you can exchange at the traveling merchant some stuff or get some new materials which you can use later for producing more things on your island. Here you can see the activity points or energy which will be consumed once you start the expedition. So it's going to cost 1040 energy. And this one going to cost 6.2k. It's red because I have only 2.9k energy on my island. This will regenerate over time. There are also some items like those pills which you can get later, most likely from cash shop or through quests, which will replenish some of your energy. And this here indicates how long the expedition going to take. It says 4 hours, around about 4 hours. This is going to take a day, and this one going to take 8 hours, and so on. On the right side, you can see the conditions needed to succeed or which can cause a fail for this specific expedition. For this specific mission, you need sailors or pets which have those 2 attributes, and a ship which can last longer in this kind of Dead Sea. Currently I have only 3 sailors, but none of them have the proper stats or skills to make this expedition more successful. You can always click on this button to auto assign the best possible sailors and pets for this expedition, and also the ship. but as you can see, nothing is highlighted because I have none of those attributes. And currently I have only 2 ships unlocked. I didn't do all the main quests, so once again, if you skipped the main quest line, you should do it now just to unlock the ships, which will increase your chance of success. So if I click on this button, the best option I have are those 3, and it has only a 4% success chance. If I go for this expedition, you can see I have a higher success chance just because one of my sailors has the proper attribute which matches with the given condition there. If you are successful, you will get those rewards here: XP for your island, pirate coins, once again those tokens which you can exchange at the traveling merchant on your island. This is an item related to affinity items, and this is also a collectible which can be also traded on the traveling merchant on your island. But it's also rare that the traveling merchant has this option, so you have to check every day your traveling merchant because usually it rotates every 24 hours. If your merchant should have this option, you should most likely do it. Once again, you can see here the cost for this expedition. In the case you wonder why this one is higher, because I have done a research which will reduce the cost of an expedition. That's why the actual cost here is a little bit lower than the one shown here. And of course, you're gonna use pirate coins. Once you start an expedition, it will be locked here. You can see the progress, and then all you have to do is wait until it's done and pray that it's a success. If you fail, you won't get anything, of course. The second tab, which is also shown here, if I would have any expedition going on for this particular topic or tab, this is about Cube, Boss Rush, Guardian Raid, and Platinum Field. So in case you have not much time to do those things, you can let your sailors do it for you, but this is not free. So if you go for Boss Rush, it's gonna cost a Boss Rush ticket, which will be also usually consumed if you would do it by yourself. Same goes for every other activity. Guardian Raid is gonna cost a soul. So this should be only done if you don't have the time to do those by yourself or with your guildmates or teammates. The last tab is not unlocked in the CBT, or maybe we need to do some higher research to unlock it, but I would assume you can send them to some exploration quests, and that's gonna provide you different rewards. Next, we will go for the science building before I go for the workshop building, because the workshop building is the most important building on your island and the most important building to progress gear-wise and get combat items. But before that, let's take a closer look on research. As you can see, this is the research building window. There are currently 2 research going on. I will be able to unlock the 3rd tab once I level up the building to level 3. And I don't want to go too much into details. There are different kind of research. You can unlock more production material, furniture, combat items to craft on your workstation. Now to the most important building on your island, which is the workstation, work building, whatever it's called. And this is the main focus. Once you unlock the island, try to research immediately all the stuff needed to unlock the level 2 workbench. This is crucial because the level 2 workbench will unlock a lot of combat items, and we're gonna start with it first. This item here. This is a breakthrough stone, or similar to a breakthrough stone. Once you want to enchant your gear at a specific stage, you will require this material. And of course, to craft this material, you need to have the building on level 2 and a lot of life skill related items. I will talk about the life skill related items in a different video where I will focus on life skill and everything related to that. But all I can tell for now is every life skill will be needed. And for example, to craft this stone, you need mining, fishing, and lumbering. You can craft ability stones and maps with archaeology, another important stuff, and archaeology maps can drop you some items which are required to craft higher tier tools, which will give you a lot of buffs and benefits. As you can see, I have already crafted a artifact level tool which has 5 different buffs, and I'm crafting currently my mining artifact tool. This tab here is about furniture and decoration for your island. The higher your level of your workbench or work building is, the more stuff you can craft. The second tab here is food, buff food. So you won't be able to craft combat items and buff food outside of your island. That's why, again, leveling up your island and doing some research, because research will unlock additional items, and this is important to have proper buff foods or combat items. Buff food, once again, for that you require fishing and hunting. Next step is related to combat items, so you have your usual stuff like the potions and all the new combat items which are separated in different categories. For combat items you need gathering and mining. Actually, once again, you need all the life skills, and the life skill system changed, which means you can level up all the life skills, but once again I will speak about it in a different video. Let's take a closer look about how the production on the workstation or work building works. Once you want to craft something, for example this combat item, you have to have, of course, the materials, and then you will also see how long it's gonna take. 14 minutes per item, and all the stuff you can craft on this workbench or work building can crit, and you might get more than one out of it. So if you're incredibly lucky, you will get like 5 of those bombs done on one single process. And of course you can assign a queue, production queue. I will show it to you as an example here. I want to make some, let's say 1 or 2 awakening potions, and then I will click OK, and all those materials will be consumed, and as you can see 2 production queues will be placed here. And in case you wonder if you can interrupt it and get those materials back, yes you can. You can stop the research or the stuff in the queue. For that you can simply click on the icon here and then click on this button, and it will interrupt and refund all the materials which were consumed earlier. And of course you have here 2 different tabs, which means you can have 2 production things going on at the same time. The last thing I wanted to show you is not here anymore. I don't know what happened, maybe it's a bug, but he should be here. That is where the traveling merchant will appear. And once he's here, once again, you can use the 3 currencies which you earn through expeditions. Let me show it to you. Those 3 here to get materials. Okay, that's it for now. I hope it wasn't too long. If you have any questions, if you want me to explain you something in more details, I will try to do that later in the comments, or you can join the Discord or join the stream, because I will stream a lot during the Japanese CBT. I'm still trying to figure out some end content, so just join and ask your questions there. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys on my next stream, video, or the next in-depth season 2 video, which will be about a different topic. Until then, bye bye, your Tea Party Percy.